Elmo's got a gun. Elmo's got a gun. Big Bird's on the run. Ernie's dialing 911. What made Elmo snap? Was he tired of Big Bird's crap? They say when Elmo was arrested, they found Oscar headless in the trash. I hear the Gordons really running now that Elmo's got a gun. The street is never gonna be the same. Elmo's got a gun. Elmo's got a gun. Rover's head has come undone. Sesame Street's not real fun. You want me to walk around Sesame Street without a bulletproof vest? Forget about it.
911 emergency.
Yeah, I need some help.
What's the matter?
With my math.
Was it your mouth?
No, it's my math. I have to do it. Will you help me?
Sure. Where do you live?
No, it's my math.
Yeah, I know it. Where do you live, though?
No, I want you to talk to me on the phone.
No, I can't do that. I can send someone else to help you.
Okay,
What kind of math do you have that you need help with?
I have takeaways.
Oh, you got to do the takeaways?
Yeah.
All right, what's the problem?
You have to help me with my math.
Okay. Tell me what the math is.
Okay, 16
Yeah.
take away 8
Uh-huh.
is what?
You tell me, how much do you think it is?
I don't know, 1?
No. How old are you?
I'm only 4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's another problem? That was a tough one.
Oh, here's one. 5 take away 5.
5, take away 5. And how much do you think that is?
5. Brian, what are you doing? Just playing math off of me right now. What did I tell you about playing on the bed?
Sure, mother.
I need help. The car says that. I didn't mean to police.
I am the bunny who hides your eggs and leaves you the sweetest treats. But it's 2018, so I have to be mean, 'cause it's April Fool's, you teats. So with big long ears and my little pink nose, I'll be hopping down your streets. But the only thing I ask for is a little privacy.
Don't fucking look at me!
This is gonna be fun. Kristen gets nachos, Mark gets twine, silly Angie gets a parking fine. Corey puts it on his skin,
Or he gets the hose again.
Chell gets a purple bovine. That's because you're all on the naughty list. No, you're not cool with me, just kidding. Just as long as you give me a little privacy.
Oh, you want a hug? Come here. I'll hug you with my fucking teeth!
I'll color your candies with crushed up bugs, although that's not really far from the truth. And you know you want some chocolate from the Easter Bunny.
Here's a big fat chocolate Easter bunny poop.
You know it's April Fool's, so just play it cool and don't take it over your head. Because if you do, then I'll make you
Motherfucking dead. I'm gonna rip out your fucking eyes and pull them out your fart box, you fuck!
I hope you have a great time on Easter Day this year. April Fool's is pretty cool. To that I'll drink a beer. So cheers to jokes and angry folks. I hope you have a blast. So have a happy holiday and kiss my furry ass. Yes, have a happy holiday.
This is the only fucking day I have fun!
Yes, have a happy holiday.
I'm gonna shit on fucking everything!
Yes, have a happy holiday and kiss my furry
You motherfucker!
Live from the Raw Talk Studios in Southwest Florida, it's the Charles Richardson Show.
And here we are. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show after a 1 week hangover, 1 week off of it, and we are back. We're back here live Monday. It is a Monday. Monday. Everybody hates Mondays. So do I. I think they're totally... Ugh. And if you want to go ahead and share your frustration, give us a call. 813-699-5353. But we are here Monday. It's March the 25th, 2024. Spring break is over here. It's over. It's done with. I know a lot of people across the country probably are taking their spring break now, next week. You know, it's just all around different, whichever region you're in. And honestly, I could care less, really. All I know is down here, for the latter part of March/April, I think, honestly, we're in hell down here. Because, number one, we live kind of close to the coast. This beach down here that we live next to is not exactly one that everybody comes down to, so we're not seeing the mass hysteria.
Yeah, but Fort Myers,
which is like 30 minutes south of us, 40 minutes south of us. Sarasota, Siesta Key, which is ranked the top beach in the country, or one of the top beaches in the country. Like, they're in like the top three, if not the number one. I didn't pull, but I know last year they were pretty damn good. And Siesta Key's not that far away. That's another 40 minutes north. So it's like we're kind of like in the armpit between these two. Excuse me. So we're not seeing like a whole lot of chaos or, you know, people coming down, parties or anything like that. We're still in the calm. But if you travel anywhere else, I mean, it's crazy. It's like anywhere you go on the beach side, it hasn't been that hot, though, which maybe is kind of chilled the chilled the audience, which, you know, not to use any pun against, but it could have been. But, you know, every time I, you know, take a look at the news or anything, they always have cameras on Clearwater Beach, and it's like they're packed. They're still doing business, even if the temperatures are in the upper 70s, low 80s. They're still packing them in there because the people that are coming down here, they're escaping temperatures in the 50s and the 60s, and, you know, it's kind of getting up there. But there's still places that have snow, for crying out loud. There's still places that are getting snow.
Yeah. So. Well, it's, you know, it's like when we went up to Massachusetts, it was dang cold when we were up there. And that was in April.
Yeah, that would be like a week from now.
Yeah, that
Literally.
was like the first week of April, I think.
Yeah, because we went there like on April Fools. We went there a couple of days later.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like, you know, it's coming up. It's like next week.
Yeah.
And
it was like
40, 50 degrees.
30 degrees one day.
The hell's the deal? We got gnats over here. I have gnats over in the living room, and like they're following me. I'm like, do I smell or something?
I don't know. I haven't smelled you, but I was thinking that it might be from the garbage disposal not working.
Oh boy, yeah, we gotta get rid of that thing.
Because I noticed that the sink kind of smelled a little bit.
Okay, all right. So yeah. So anyway, that's not a story. We'll skip that for now. But yeah, we got to get that worked out.
It could also be from the garbage from me cleaning out the fridge too.
Maybe. But anyway, so like we're supposed to have these warm temperatures, and we haven't done that. As a matter of fact, I think it actually hit a record last week or the week before last where...
Well, last week it was a record low on Tuesday, the day that we went to Universal, because it was cold that day.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's like, you know, even on our spring break, we're thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna be able to go ahead and hit the water parks. We're gonna do this. We got the water shoes and everything like that. It's gonna be awesome. And we get up there and it's like, there's no way in hell we're going to the water parks on this day. There's no way.
If we had gotten up there sooner, we maybe could have done it on Monday.
Possibly. Monday was like...
Because Monday, the weather was nice.
It was nice. It was like in the low 80s. It was still like 82, 83, which is borderline, really, to go. At least for us. I mean, down... If you're coming from up north and you're used to chill, down and you come down, this is probably going to be great weather for you. 80s is like, yes. 70s, yes. We'll go ahead and take it.
One of the teachers that I work with, she's a surfer. And she said she went out this weekend without a wetsuit the one day, and she said it was freezing.
Yeah. Well, surfers, they're usually used to the tropics. They're used to the warm temperatures. They want to be, they want to have that warm atmosphere. And number one, if she's one of your workers, I really hope they went over to like the Atlantic side, because there's no waves here in the Gulf. There's none.
I don't know where she surfs.
Well, I mean, you can't surf here. You can't surf on the Gulf Coast.
I think she does.
How?
She lives, I want to say she lives out on Siesta Key.
But still, there is no waves, any of substantial waves, excuse me.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no way.
But
you go to the Atlantic side if you want the big fucking
maybe it's
waves.
Boca. She lives out on Boca, something like that.
Boca Grande or Boca Raton?
Boca Grande.
But still, it's Gulf side. Doesn't matter.
Well, I don't know, honey.
No.
All I know is that she surfs, and she was saying that
she
went out without a wetsuit the other day, and it was cold.
She can't be that great of a surfer if she's surfing on the Gulf Coast. That's just
well, she surfs on the other coast too.
Okay, well that's what I'm talking about. The Atlantic side.
But she does do it on this coast too, I believe.
I don't know how, but okay, whatever. She surfs, and I mean, I'm not going to get into an argument on that. Obviously, you don't know how she does it. She just does it. So okay, whatever. Maybe wakeboarding, or some shit like that. I don't know. I do know that's a thing though. You take the board and you kind of like glide on the waves, the little itty bitty waves that we have over here. I guess that's a thing. But when I think surfing, I'm thinking like cowabunga, dude. You get that long, big fucking piece of wood. You go ahead and you swim out like 700 miles. You make sure you avoid the shacks. Make sure you avoid the shacks, and then you catch these big waves that bring you right into shore. Standing on 2 feet, of course. That's what I think of with surfing.
Yeah, well, and I don't really
10-foot waves, 15-foot waves, and stuff like that, man. That's what I think of surfing. Cowabunga, man. But anyway, hey, listen, as long as she had fun, and obviously she needs to go ahead and get a wetsuit because...
Well, no, she has one. She just didn't wear one the one day.
No, she needs to wear one then. Make sure you wear a wetsuit, dude, babe, whatever, whatever she is. He or she. It, whatever.
She. So. Hang on a second. I don't know what her deal is.
No, we don't ever know. But anyway, yes. So spring break, we just got finished with Stefan's week off, which was last week. That's why we didn't have a show Monday or Wednesday. And we went ahead and I took advantage of the tickets that my company offers. Well, I still have them, and went to Universal. And apparently, we have a mega Harry Potter fan, and he's never seen any of the movies. I mean, he's seen parts of them, but he's never sat down and watched them up until recently. So we went to Universal. We did the Harry Potter lands or the Harry Potter areas that are over there. We saw the big dragon spitting fire on top of Gringotts Bank and Diagon Alley. We rode the train. He just had a ball. I think this is my first time I had butterbeer, to be honest with you.
No, we had it when we went the last time.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't think I had it.
I know I did.
I don't remember it, but I did like it, though. When I did
good.
have it, I did like it. It's expensive as fuck, though.
Yeah.
But I did like it.
Yeah, because I remember me and Aunt Lodi had to have butterbeer.
Yeah. Had to have the butterbeer. Gotta have the butterbeer.
But it might have been when you guys went off to go ride something, because I know at one point you guys went off to ride something and we stayed and got something to drink. So that might have been it.
It could have been that, which is fine. Like I said, it's not a thing that I need to have, but it's like, hey, I don't remember it, and if I did have it, again, I don't remember it. And let me just go ahead and sip some butterbeer here. And
it's kind of like a butterscotch flavor.
It is. You're right.
It's good.
And it's got the
whipped cream or whatever on top.
So I had like a little mini, the Adolf Hitler mustache there for a second. We took a photo, and it's like, yep, there's my embarrassing take. Have fun. So, but we had a great time. It was actually really good. We went up Monday late morning afternoon. We just chilled at the hotel, which we actually got a 2-bedroom townhome for the price that we paid. It was freaking awesome. It was like about $150 a night. It was really good. And we spent, like I said, 4 nights up there, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, we spent 4 nights, checked out on Friday. We did Universal on the next day. We kind of just, chilled out and had Universal the following day. We chilled out on Wednesday. They had some community activities over there, so we got to play some retro games. They had like family bingo and like build a pet, stuff like that, which we didn't take part in. I did take part in blackjack. Let me tell you something. Number one, the community we went to, it really felt like a retirement center. I mean, it was obviously,
it was a lot of old people there.
A lot of old people there. I mean, obviously nothing for the youngsters to do there. But I'll tell you one thing. I didn't care about the age of the people that showed up for blackjack. Most of them were in their 60s, 70s. They're older than dirt, have nothing better to do. So let's just go ahead and play blackjack. It's house money. You get 10 chips, and whoever comes out with the most chips, top 3 get prizes for drinks. Like second and third get a drink each. First place gets 2 drinks. So it's like you're playing for drinks at the bar. So, all right, cool, no problem. Those drinks are like $12, $15 a piece. That's not a bad deal. So I go ahead and I start playing, and it immediately I start winning, and I go ahead and I end up in third place the first set of games. And I get 1 beer drink. So I will go ahead and say, you know what? I'm not going to drink anything. I just, hand it off to the person I was communicating with the most, that was next to me. So it's like, here you go, have a beer or have a drink. And then I get up. I guess that's not right. I get up from my table. Says I got to go take care of the wife, get dinner ready and stuff like that. And immediately I start getting jeered from everybody. It's like, what the hell is going on? Ooh, boo, sit back down. I'm like, okay, peer pressure's kicking in. I just sat right back down. It's like, yeah, she'll never know. We just think it's just one big game. So we sat for another game. Now this one, I kicked ass. It's like a period of 7 games that they do in this whole 20-30 minute round. So I go ahead and I got my 10 chips, and I immediately I'm almost to the point where I got a big hand. I put like 20 chips in, and I doubled it. Actually, no, I take it back. I put 10 chips in. I got blackjack, and I guess blackjack you get ×2. Like you get what you win plus another set. So I immediately got like 20 chips. I have 40-something chips already. I start playing small because I see the next person only has like maybe 20, 25 chips, but there's like 2 more games left. They can go all in, just whatever. So the last hand, I have 43 chips in my possession. And I take a look. I could easily score another drink, almost maybe even get first place. But I said, fuck it. And I put it all in. 43 chips, all by hand, 43 chips, just all in on this one hand. And I get dealt a 3. Then I get dealt a face card. So I have a 13, which you take a look. 13's not great because face card, you're over. But you may get it one of the number cards. So I had to hit because 13 wasn't going to win it for me. So it was like all or nothing for me. I got a 6, I got a 19, I'm staying. 19 was good enough because the house had 18. And I ended up with 86 chips. Blew everybody away. So I got the 2 drinks, and that's like, I handed them off. It's like, hey, I'm not going to use them. I don't drink that often. Here you go. And obviously, it was a really great experience. It was a good experience. It was a nice time. I enjoyed myself. It really was. I wouldn't say better than going and spend time with the family, but it was definitely an entertaining experience and got to be social. So it was good. It was fun. All the people there, they were having a blast. It really was fun. And there's no alcohol there. Nobody was drinking anything. No food or drink actually is allowed there. So this is all people sober, unless they drank before and stumbled over.
I was gonna say, didn't they have the wine glass painting right before that?
Yeah, you're right. They did. They had the wine. They had the painting with drinking wine and painting. So it's like I don't know if people are gonna get drunk off that. I'm thinking it's wine sipping and spitting. That type of thing. But I don't know. Maybe they do. But yeah, you're right. There could have been some drunk people there. Who knows? Anyway, just got a notification on Facebook, so my apologies. So I'm over here. We had a great time. I went back to the hotel room, had some dinner, and the next day we went and we did a thing called Wonderworks. This is this thing. If you ever look it up. It's kind of cool. It's a cool place to go where actually the whole thing. It's a big building upside down. If take a look at it, you got to see it to believe it. It's a really big, White House style building, flipped upside down, and you go in. Now, obviously, not everything is upside down. It's just how it, is decorated or it's created. But there's interactive stuff that you can learn.
It's like STEM kind of based, like it's science and technology and stuff like that.
Yeah, but that's fun stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely fun, but it is learning based too.
Like they got a wind tunnel in there that gets the. It's kind of like going into the hurricane force wind, 75 miles an hour winds. It blows you around for 30 seconds. Then you have an earthquake one, which wasn't that impressive. It's supposed to simulate.
No, the earthquake one was not.
No, it's supposed to simulate a 5.4 earthquake, and I'm thinking, what the fuck? I mean, this is. I have more rumblings every time I get out of bed. I mean, it wasn't that great. I'm not sure if the ride was broken or not, but they got they got hockey and basketball where you playing on a touch screen and stuff like that. You can ride a simulation of a roller coaster where it flips you upside down and all. I was too big for that, and Stefan wasn't tall enough for it. And then you have Google Earth, Google Mars, Google Moon. Just those are the type of things that you get. And there is an arcade up there where you have the regular games that you can play. So, and that's cool too. You got the rock climbing wall, and I think there's a laser tag. There was laser tag there. Tag. So we definitely had to play laser tag. I mean, come on. Which, by the way, again, I dominated. But it was a whole blast. I mean, we got to play with so many things. It was really fun. It lasted. It didn't last as long as I thought it would. I mean, we kind of got tired and bored with it after a couple of hours. I thought we'd be there for at least until it's time to leave for dinner. But we got there around 11, 12-ish. We left a 1:30. We actually went to the McDonald's, the world's biggest McDonald's. Let me tell you something about this McDonald's place. Number one, the play area was enormous. Stefan had a ball there. I mean, I think he made so many friends he could actually start his own baseball team. But he had a great time there, and we just let him play around, and we just sat around, and we had our lunch. He had his lunch. He was good. He was well behaved, and we were actually impressed with that. So we went there a couple of times, and let me tell you something. When you think of McDonald's, you do not think ravioli. When you go to McDonald's, you don't think pizza. They have their own wood-fired pizza over there. Or they have their own pizza oven. I saw flames there. I'm thinking it's wood-fire.
Yeah, probably.
But I see pizza there. And I'm seeing, okay, what's dessert? Probably like the McFlurries and the apple pies. Fuck no. They got cheesecake. They got this peanut butter chocolate big fucking thing cake. I mean, it's not. This is not McDonald's. I mean, yeah, you got your Big Mac quarter pounder, chicken nuggets and shit, but you get to go ahead. I had, Alyssa had pepperoni pizza, and that pizza's huge. Didn't cost that. I mean, it cost like a regular meal.
It was good too.
But it was a good pizza. It was really good. And Alyssa's really picky about pizza. Let me tell you something. So I had ravioli. I got ravioli with the marinara sauce, and they shredded some cheese on it. I'm thinking, well, let's see what it is. Maybe it's Chef Boyardee. Who the fuck knows? That's what Alyssa thought it was going to be. It's going to be something like the fucking shit was almost better than Olive Garden. I mean, you don't think of this shit. You got McDonald's ravioli and marinara sauce. No, you don't get it. That just blew up my fucking mind. And it comes out. It doesn't come out in like a freaking fillet of fish box or anything like that. It comes out in a freaking nice dish. Like seriously, it's like gourmet shit. I mean, it really is. So I mean, they had like tortellini you could have gotten. They had a couple of different pasta dishes. You could have made whatever you wanted on your pizza. I mean, it blew my mind. I didn't. The one thing I regret is not getting any dessert there. I was really wanting to get this peanut butter chocolate cake that they had. They had I would have taken a slice of all three. They had like 3 different pies. They had one pie that I forgot. It was just a regular chocolate thing. A peanut butter chocolate bang. And then you got your New York style cheesecake. And I would have taken all of them. I would have just opened my mouth, shoved them in. Honestly, it was that's the one thing I regret doing. It's 2 stories, so you have the top story has all the play area. The bottom story is just like a regular restaurant. They even have around the pizza area, the wood-fired pizza area where they're making the pizza. You can see them making it, by the way. They actually have a bar area. You can just sit down, watch a fucking pizza being made, have it served to you. You know, they'll have a slingshot. They'll sling it right into your mouth, whatever.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's. But, you know, they probably could have. But it was just really awesome. It was really awesome, and I had no problem going to that McDonald's twice. Alyssa's like, do we have to go to McDonald's? Yes, we do.
I just didn't want to do the same thing over again.
And you don't have to. I mean, they have a lot of new stuff there that you could have just went ahead and just got that, really. You could have gone ahead. You saw how my pasta came out. You could have had that.
But we also were trying not to eat a whole lot either.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we had a big dinner coming up.
Yeah, the second time we went, we actually were going to a place called the Hoop-de-Doo Review, which was over at Disney's Wilderness Lodge. This place, you know, it was is a family buffet style where they bring you the food, but they bring you unlimited amounts of it. You can have as much as you want. So you got it's a lot of Western stuff. You got the ribs, you got the fried chicken, you got the beans, coleslaw, dog growling. I mean, everything just going on. And it's unlimited. They'll bring out more for you. And then you have a show where they're singing, dancing, making fun of each other. Just hilarious just stuff where we were laughing our ass off. And this is the first time where I was nervous about Stefan, how he was going to react. Because A, it's later in the day. And that usually means like the meds are going to start wearing off. And he starts getting cranky at the end of the day. But no. He had his sights glued, like he was like watching, like he was waiting for something to happen. He was waiting for Sonic the Hedgehog to come out or something like that. He was just, that's how he was focused. I mean, oh my God, he was focused. He was paying attention.
I was surprised because he was really like fixated on that kid that he had talked to before the show.
Yeah, that's true.
And I thought he was just going to stare at him the whole time and not even pay attention to the show.
Yeah, not even worry about it.
Pay attention.
Yeah, it was just awesome. I mean, and of course, it's been a while since I've gone, and the whole place was amazing. The whole show was amazing. Everything was made. He actually was approached to get called up to, because they have a thing where they'll call up a kid, a couple other people to play like one of the parts that they do at
the end of the show.
At the end of the show, right? He actually got tapped on the shoulder to say, "Hey, would you like to come up?" He said no. And listen, I
But
understand
he said
that.
it respectfully, and
Yeah.
he didn't get upset.
Yeah.
Which is
He
a
did.
big
He was
thing for him.
He was shy. I went ahead and interjected. As soon as he said no, I said, yeah, he's kind of shy. So no problem. I did get a picture with the two of them. It was actually kind of cool. I'll share it later. But it's one of those things where it was a magical moment. It was a really good memory to make, and I'm glad we actually got a chance to go ahead and do it with him. And he was just great. He didn't eat a whole lot, which
He ate a bunch of mac and cheese, though.
Yeah, mac and cheese was his thing. He didn't like the chicken. He didn't like even the beans.
I was surprised he wouldn't eat the beans and he wouldn't eat the mashed potatoes, which was things that he normally likes.
The baked beans, which he usually praises about letting out afterwards, if you know what I mean. He praises about that. So, I'm gonna start farting tonight. Oh boy, yep. But he didn't. He didn't eat any of those or just mac and cheese. But I'm just glad he, behaved himself. Even after the show, he actually went ahead and got back in touch with that kid, but their family left, and he went ahead and played around a little bit out there. There's a play area out there, and then we went to the car and went back to our stay, and that was it. It was really a lot of fun.
Well,
it was a good time.
We gotta talk about Universal though.
Let's do that. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Let me see if I can set the stage, and you correct me. Jump in any time if things need to be altered. Okay, so number one, both me and Stefan has it a lot worse than I do, but I'm still there where I've been diagnosed with ADHD. Stefan has ADHD as well. I have a little bit of PTSD and anxiety. We all have papers for it, so it's not like we're trying to bone the system or anything like that. So obviously they have a thing kind of like Disney does where you can go ahead and get access to rides without having to wait in line. All you have to do, you have to go to the ride.
Yeah, you get a return time.
And you get a return time, right?
And then that's similar to the wait time of the ride.
Yeah, a little bit shorter, but yeah, very similar. So Disney, and let me just, I'm gonna back up a little bit because Disney does it a little bit differently. Disney, you can go to guest services or any of the blue umbrellas that are scattered around the parks and do this. Disney, you just go up and say, hey, I have A, B, and C. I have trouble standing in lines, waiting in long lines. I need a disability access thing. They don't call it a pass. Don't ever call it a pass. You get yelled at for that. But
it's not a fast pass.
It's not a fast pass. It's a disability access. So you go up there, you tell them that, and it's like, okay, let me scan your magic band. Boop. Scan it again. Boop. Okay, and how many people are in your party? You tell them the people in your party. And that gives you grant access for 60 days. You can go on the My Disney Experience app, set the time. You can go in, see what times are available for each ride at the park that you're in. Select it. You can reserve it right there. Universal is a completely different clusterfuck.
Yeah.
And I mean clusterfuck as a nice way of putting it. So number one, you have to go to the front guest services area to go ahead and set up your disability access. You have to go to a website
before you go.
And you have to get a card made, digital card made, that proves you have said services, which means you have to give them the form that shows your condition. Now, before people start saying, oh, well, that's HIPAA violation, I read it, and what the loophole is you're giving the information to other medical professionals, not the cast members at the park. So that's how they get around it. And apparently Six Flags has done it a long time, since 2017. So they have this policy in place. This is a new policy, and thank God Alyssa looked it up, otherwise we'd be in shit creek.
Well, the only reason I looked it up was because people had commented on how it was different from the DAS at Disney.
Yep.
So I was like, let me check this out before we go because I know we're going to need it. So let's, get ahead of this before we have a problem.
Yep. Now, before, when I went last year with my cousin Jimmy and and his wife and the in-laws to Mardi Gras, I just went up to one of the kiosks, which is kind of like the Blue Umbrella at Disney. Said, "Hey, I have ADHD. I can't stand in waiting in line. Blah blah blah. I get anxiety, claustrophobia. Blah blah blah." Okay, here you go. They fill out a form and say, "Okay, just give this form to the ride." And that's how it was last year. This apparently was just implemented late last year after I went, like in July or June or something, whatever. And we had to go to the guest services area at the front of the park, which, by the way, had an extensive line for everybody.
We waited almost an hour.
Yeah. So I'm over here criticizing Universal for we're trying to go ahead and get disability access. And the only place you can get it is at this place where we're trying to bypass the lines because of our condition, yet we have to wait in the line to do it.
It made no sense.
Makes sense, right? No, it makes no sense. Exactly. So we finally get to the goddamn cast member, Mr. Douchebag behind the desk. Number one, I know you work for the front. I know you work in a customer care atmosphere, and I know you get a lot of grief and you get a lot of shit. I was told to go ahead and pull up your card. Well, I pull up the PDF and I showed him the card. No, we need to see the website. Okay, and let me pull up the website. I don't even know what the website was, so he had to tell me. I had to look it up. And
well, here's the other thing
Good.
that I found just really ridiculous about that. On the website, it actually says to print your card and have a paper copy when you go to the park.
So it's not
they would have
digital.
took that paper copy and looked at it and said, "No, you need to show me the website."
Yeah.
So what would have been
What
the
was the
point?
point?
We didn't print it, but I
Yeah.
mean, if we had, what would have been the point of that?
I don't
Wasting
know.
our ink, I guess.
So we finally go ahead and go to the site. We stoop down to these demands. Oh, I got to get my supervisor.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about.
What the fuck do you need your supervisor? I mean, we're giving you proof here. We're giving you you had to get a supervisor. Okay. We're waiting there for another 5 goddamn minutes for a supervisor to come out. Supervisor finally comes out. I need to see your card. Can you pull it up on the website again? So I just did that. Well, you didn't do it with me. Well, I didn't think I needed to. Sorry, I had to go ahead and prove myself twice. So this whole time,
The manager was or
douche.
supervisor was not nice either.
Yeah, she was basically a douche.
That one was my fault.
No, but your fault. The supervisor, of the dog. Yeah, dog barking again. But so I gotta go get a supervisor. Really? I see everybody else in this line is going for a disability pass. Almost everybody. I'm sure there's probably exceptions, but I saw the person in front of us go for disability. I heard before disability.
The two people behind
The two
us.
people behind us were going for disability, which they got theirs done in and out, by the way. I guess there was another form of approval or something, whatever the fuck it
Here's
was.
the thing with that. So we had ours fully approved. The people that we were talking to that were behind us in line and the people behind them did not have theirs fully approved and had to go through with the temporary card. Actually, the one that was behind us, they didn't even have the application filled out online.
But yeah, they wanted to go ahead and not get a supervisor. We had to get a supervisor.
Yeah, that didn't make a lot of sense.
What the fuck was that all about?
I have no idea.
And we finally go ahead and get everything done. We get our papers. By the way, for the inconvenience and the frustration and everything, not one goddamn apology, not one sorry about the wait. I apologize. We need to go. I literally went ahead and said, Will, which is his name, by the way, Will, your customer service sucks. If you ever have this opportunity again, how about a little bit of remorse would be nice. for somebody that's dealing with this shit and that's pissed off like this, you know. And I walked out. It's like, obviously it probably made no impact on him whatsoever. He just looked like an asshole anyway. But right there, Disney wins. Disney wins right there.
And then the other thing about that was the way that they run their system for the disability thing is ridiculous.
Yeah, go ahead and tell them about it.
You have to actually go to the ride. They write down, handwrite in a time, and then that's when you have to return. At Disney, you go on the app, you select your ride, it'll tell you, okay, come back at this time. You can go on about your business. You don't have to actually physically go to that ride and then backtrack out of it.
It was just ass backwards.
Very.
But you know something? I kind of get why they do it that way. It's basically to try to not let people do it anymore. They don't. It's like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go through the hassle.
Well,
Just,
and then
you know what? I get it.
The other thing was some of the lines you still had to wait a half hour.
Yeah,
even
that's true.
in the shorter line, you still had to wait a half an hour.
So one of the Harry Potter rides, the Flight of the Hippogriff, which is one that Stefan could ride, we were all going to want to ride. It was a little roller coaster. We went ahead and we overheard it's an 80-minute wait. 80 minutes, which means...
Well, that was the regular wait.
Hear me out. Let me finish. So it's 80 minutes. So we go there. It's like, listen, you know, when's the return time? It would be in an hour. Like, again, 20 minutes short of the actual return time or at the wait line. But they're saying that even the lightning lane, the fast pass, the express lane, whatever the fuck they want to call it, you still had to wait another 20, 30 minutes for. What is that about? You know why? Because they sell these freaking fast passes for like $139 where you get to skip any of the rides. Mm-hmm. And that just overloads everything. Now people want to bitch about, well, they need to go ahead and this whole Genie Plus thing, they're bitching about that with Disney. Listen, Disney can go ahead and sell these freaking passes, but the queue is going to be fucked up.
But I feel like Disney puts a better cap on it than Universal.
Probably.
So because I mean, at Disney, when we go through the lightning lane, we're waiting maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Not even.
For most rides.
And it also depends, too.
Occasionally, we'll wait about 15.
Yeah, occasionally. Most of the time, you're going through.
But yeah, most of the time, you just walk straight on.
Well.
Or pretty close.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm saying maybe a few minutes.
Yeah, but...
Just crazy.
They put a better cap on it. Universal, I don't know what they're doing. Do they have a cap? Who knows?
Honestly, it's to the point where Universal doesn't care.
No, they don't.
They don't care. It's really ridiculous.
And they have the draw of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's their big draw because nobody goes there for anything else.
And when Epic Universe opens up, it'll be Super Mario World.
Yeah, for sure.
I honestly don't think anybody gives a shit about How to Train Your Dragon. I don't think anybody gives a shit about Dark
How to
Universe.
Train Your Dragon actually is very popular.
It is?
Yeah, the Netflix series.
Yeah, whatever. But I can tell you one thing, and we'll get to this later. Tiana's Bayou is going to start drawing.
Yeah.
And that was just a re-theme.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like the real draw at Universal is Harry Potter. Nothing else over there is really drawing people in anymore.
Yeah.
They got the Jurassic Park stuff, but the ride was even closed while we were there.
Well, no, they're talking about you probably want to talk about the Velocicoaster. That's the big draw.
Well,
nobody cares about the river adventure.
Velocicoaster is a big draw.
Yeah. So
but still, it's not huge. It's not like people are going to go, oh, I have to go to Universal because I have to go on Velocicoaster.
I mean, it is what it is.
They're probably going for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And then, okay, well, yeah, I'll ride this while I'm there too. But
because when we go there,
the main thing is Harry Potter.
Harry Potter was fucking swarmed.
Oh, yeah. And
everything else,
the rest of the park was pretty...
It was pretty dead.
Mellow.
Yeah. It was pretty dead.
But Harry Potter areas were completely swarmed.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, you had the area where the Hulk was there. The Hulk coaster. That, that was good.
You have some other things that are draws. You've got the Spider-Man ride, the Hulk. Those will draw people, but it's not the big thing.
And honestly, it just really is disappointing. I'm glad I have free tickets because I wouldn't go if I had to pay.
No, we probably
go.
wouldn't.
Number one, if you ever get a chance, check out this fat-tested guy that's on Facebook. 90% of the fucking Universal
the other
rides
thing at Universal is it's not fat people friendly.
It isn't.
I was actually talking to a girl at work today about it because she's bigger too, and we were, she was like, "Oh, how was Universal?" I said, "It's not Disney."
It's not.
That was my response. Was it's not Disney, and she's a Disney person too.
Yep.
And so she was like, "Yeah, I find it's not very fat people friendly."
It's not.
And we're like,
no, not at all. I mean, I went ahead and I sat into the seat, the Gringotts thing, Race to Gringotts or whatever the hell it was. And I'm over here sitting in here, and it's like my ass cheeks, and I have a small ass. For a fat guy, I have a small ass. But my ass cheeks were the only thing that fit. I went ahead and I tried to pull down on the butt, because I guess you have to clamp it down with the seatbelt on the bottom, and it just wouldn't do it.
And the last time we went, because remember she was saying, well, there are other rows that are bigger, have a little bit more leg room.
Yeah, but you see the thing. Here's
The last
problem.
time we went, we waited in that stupid line, and then you couldn't ride still.
Yeah. See, and that's the issue. Number one, if you're gonna have a bigger seat, at least have a tiered section to when you pull down the bar, you get the red, and then as you pull down, you get a yellow, which means you'll probably fit in the fat seat, and then green, which means you can fit in the regular seat. Or have a fat
the big
seat.
seat out there so that you can test it.
Yeah. I mean, it's this is why Disney will always be above Universal. I don't give a shit about Super Mario World. I know Stefan will. And we're going to only do that for that.
For sure.
That's it. We'll get a one fucking day pass. That's it.
Yeah.
We're not going for anything else because nothing else really does anything for us except for Harry Potter, if that's the case. But Epic Universe is going to have...
But
they're going to have these
even
lands.
Ride the rides in Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. So they're going to have 6 lands. Super Nintendo World, the Wizarding World, Ministry of Magic. That's the third park for Harry Potter, third land. How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk. I don't even know that. Helos, which is a Universal Grand Hotel inside the park. Interesting. Dark Universe and Celestial Park, which is what you go into. None of that interests me one fucking bit.
Mario, I'm excited for Mario.
Mario is it.
Yeah.
Mario's
and
it.
I would like to go see the other Harry Potter stuff because I do like Harry Potter, but I don't know what rides they're going to have over there and if I'm going to even be able to ride any of them.
This honestly, here's the really shitty part about it. Universal, I give praise to because Universal, Islands of Adventure, City Walk, the Hard Rock Hotel, and I think a couple of other hotels, they're right there in that one big plot of land. Mm-hmm. Do you know where Epic Universe is going to be? Nowhere close to that.
Yeah.
It's going to be all the way. You got to go down Vineland Road. It's going to be a ways away.
It's because they didn't have the land to do it there.
Too fucking bad. So they're having to do a whole new infrastructure to make this whole thing.
Well, that's the other thing about the Harry Potter. I could fit on Gringotts.
Oh,
because I did.
Lucky you.
Well, no, because when we went the last time I tested, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's changed. Maybe I don't now because I've gained weight since the last time we went.
Yeah, maybe.
But I could have ridden Gringotts and I didn't. But the other one, the one that goes in the castle, I did the test seat for that, and we were able to get it buckled, but I was so uncomfortable. I said, I'm not going to ride this.
Yep. I agree. Because it does make you feel uncomfortable. It really does.
Well, because I'm larger chested, it was hard to get that shoulder thing down over my chest to get it to buckle in.
Right.
And I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to do this for a ride.
If you have to go ahead and feel like you're being put into a corset, it's probably not going to be
and
good.
The employee cast member, whatever you want to call him, had to like jam down on it pretty hard to get it to close.
Yeah,
too.
I've seen that. I've seen where they're actually going ahead and standing on the freaking resistance, trying to say, we're going to lock you in.
She didn't stand on anything, but like
I've seen it, though.
She yanked it down pretty hard on me, and I was like, no, this is not comfortable. I'm not doing this.
But I've seen it, though.
Yeah.
I've seen that where they oh, Jesus.
And it's like, if it's that hard to get it closed, most likely the person's not comfortable.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
But some people will do it anyway.
So that's our experience with Universal. I mean, listen, we had a good time. You know, there were things that we did do, but it was just a big buzzkill, big cock block. That first hour trying to go ahead and just get things taken care of and being treated like we were, just insulting, really. Like, how do you even have a job? Anyway, but that's that. That was our, and we took almost an hour doing that. But that's that for what we did for spring break. We're back to the grind, back to work.
You didn't go back to work today.
Yeah, okay, I can go back to work. I still have a couple of days I can use. But
I went back to work today.
I went back to work. But we got Easter coming up. That's another thing we'll talk about. And we are going to get into here after we get our first break in. P. Diddy. Puffed out. Is it Diddy or P. Diddy?
Oh, who knows anymore?
Who the fuck knows?
He's changed his name so many times.
Apparently, his house got raided.
Oh, shit.
Well, actually, all of them. And we'll tell you why here in just a second. We'll go ahead and take care of the growling dog and get into our first break. Don't go anywhere. We got about 7 minutes of songs, a couple of minutes for a little bit of a bit. Join us at the top of the hour. We'll come right back with more show right after this. Don't go. Well, we won't go anywhere until my... Did I just lose my mouse? I think I did.
Uh-oh.
I froze.
Did the battery die in the mouse, or did you...
No, I still have...
Computer freeze.
Oh, here it goes. I don't know what the hell happened, but it went.
Weird.
All right, we'll be back right after this.
He's just a fat Howard Stern. This is the Charles Richardson Show.
Ready and action.
Headlights in line are waiting for the red light. It shines on all the perfect people on the pavement. There's always something on in LA. Neon in signs illuminates the backdrop of stars aligned along the faces in the windows of heroes and the villains we like. famous. Let's keep us in our seats in a rows. Oh no. Popcorn and coke, so tempting and addictive. Provoking images of millionaires and riches. Liposucted stitches for show. I got my script, I know my part. Give me my cue so I can start. Larger than life, starting for my grind. You know, nothing's what it's like, but it feels good. I believe Hollywood. expires. Won't say, won't say, won't say. Okay. He's always saying, ain't nothing but a buttache. Ain't nothing but a fruitcake. I never wanna hear you say, which one of us is gay? Tell me who ain't saying that it's Brian. Tell me who ain't saying Nick or Kevin. Tell me who he's making up a souffle. Which Backstreet Boys gay? Okay, we're okay.
Don't be a pussy. Call Charles now. 813-699-5353.
We're back here, hour number 2, getting started here on the Charles Richardson radio program. 813-699-5353. Make sure you go ahead and like us on Facebook. There's 3 areas to like us. The first one is, of course, my profile page. You can actually add me under Charles Richardson. The other one is a page. It is called The Charles Richardson Show. Gee, how ironic. And then the last one, we are live, is the Just for Fun Radio Facebook page. Thank you to Scotty for allowing us to infiltrate his page. And then, of course, we are on X under the tagline Mad Talk Show. And finally, we're on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is The Charles Richardson Show. Search it, like it, share it, sleep with it. I don't know. Just whatever. Just get us more listeners. Get us noticed out there, for crying out loud. All right, let's get to Diddy. So Sean Diddy Combs and his homes. He had actually 2 homes in Miami. Get this, they're literally next door to each other.
Okay. Kind
of makes weird. One, it's the residences on one Star Island. There's another one on 2 Star Island, and that's in Miami. He has another one in L.A. as well. So apparently the feds went ahead and raided the homes of Mr. Combs, Diddy, Diddy, Diddy. It was part of a federal inquiry into sex trafficking allegations, according to authorities. Apparently, there's been 4 lawsuits or 4 accusations that have come through, and the feds said, okay, well, enough is enough. According to Homeland Security in L.A., earlier today, Homeland Security investigators, HSI, in New York, executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI in LA and HSI in Miami and our local law enforcement partners. We will provide further information as it becomes available. Now, they did not say who was targeted in the investigation. Video from KTTV showed officers entering a home in the Homely Hills neighborhood of LA that is connected to Combs' company, Bad Boy Entertainment. 2 of Combs' sons were seen being detained on Combs' property in California. That was according to the LA Times, citing footage captured by KTTV. It's unclear whether Combs was at either property when the agents arrived. Sean Hawley, who is an attorney for Diddy, did not immediately respond to requests, according to the LA Times. Footage from WTVJ in Miami showed multiple Homeland agents at Combs' house in Star Island, an exclusive neighborhood located off Miami Beach. Combs owns 2 residences there. One was the one Star Island was owned by Gloria and Emilio Estefan. Gloria
Estefan.
Thank you. I can't remember the thing. He purchased the Miami Beach property for $35 million a couple of years ago. The criminal inquiry was being conducted by federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York and federal agents with HSI. Basically, because Diddy has 4 separate plaintiffs that filed civil lawsuits against Combs, accusing him of rape, sex trafficking, a minor, and assault. Last month, Rodney Lil Rod Jones filed a lawsuit against Combs in a Manhattan federal district court, the Times reported. Jones alleges that in 2022 and 2023, he worked on Combs' latest album, the Love Album, Off the Grid, producing 9 of the 11 tracks. Other defendants named in the lawsuit filed with the U.S. District Court in Southern District of New York are Combs' chief of staff, Christina. I didn't know he had a chief of staff. Like he's the president.
Apparently he does.
Yeah. Christina Corum, his adult son, Justin Combs, Universal Music Group CEO, Sir Lucian Gringe, and former Motown Records CEO, Ethiopia Haddenbaum, according to Rolling Stone. Jones, Lil Rod, was seeking $30 million. Jones alleged that Combs, his staff, and music executives knew about and were involved in illicit and unwanted sexual advances in Florida, New York, California, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, according to the Herald. Gee, this sounds familiar. With the people from the government doing their own little scheme thing going on. There was fourth lawsuit was just filed last December that alleged Combs and former Bad Boy label Steve Pierre gang raped and sex trafficked a 17-year-old girl, according to the LA Times. Pierre said the statement and the allegations were disgusting, false, and a desperate attempt for financial gain. After the fourth lawsuit was filed, Combs answered on Instagram saying enough is enough. He went ahead and stated, for the past couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear, Combs continued. I did not do any of these awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. And of course, Diddy, he's been big in the hip-hop scene, transforming the hip-hop scene to a musical force. He's also been linked with Notorious B.I.G., Mary J. Blige, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm wondering, it's like, okay, listen, when you get one accusation, you kind of like, you might be doing a ploy. This might be a little scheme going on here. It's hearsay. When you get 4, you start scratching your head.
Well, but here's the thing. Is other people will piggyback off of people who have tried it before, thinking that people will feel the same way that you just said, that you're like
Right.
So, and especially with celebrities, it's like, is it true? It's hard to say. I mean, it depends on if they actually can find any evidence or not.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, obviously these lawsuits, these accusations did going on a couple of years here.
Right.
I mean, any evidence to the, I guess would almost have to be hearsay,
Well,
for anything like that.
And that's the thing is, like, a lot of these celebrities get accused of things, and there's investigations, and it comes up multiple times throughout, X amount of years, but they never find any evidence.
Yeah, and that's going to be the thing too. Now, this obviously they're raiding both his homes, and not sure if they raided the one just down the street on Star Island. They said that it was at least the one Star Island and the one in Hollywood or in LA that they raided.
And the thing is, there's a difference between like an isolated rape accusation and the sex trafficking accusation.
Yeah, obviously,
'cause, like,
they're all bad. Don't get me wrong.
Well, but if it's sex trafficking, it's a little bit easier to track
evidence
down and find evidence.
Yeah,
exactly.
because there's obviously going to be some type of trail.
Right.
See, the thing is, and here's the problem too, is that you get a lot of the victims who are emotionally distraught. They can't think straight, and then they won't come forward. That's the problem.
Well,
and I'm not saying it's their fault. I mean, I get why they don't do it.
But yeah, that is a problem. Is a lot of times victims won't come forward because they are afraid to talk about it. they feel embarrassed by it.
Definitely embarrassed.
Um,
And I also think too, if you're going to go up against Diddy,
and
that's a big name.
That's the other thing is, these are powerful people.
Yep.
Money is power,
yeah.
and these people are powerful people.
And that's unfortunate too, because if they came through sooner, that this probably would be an open and shut case. But now obviously this is taking a turn for the worst there for Diddy, getting his homes raided. Hopefully now listen. Obviously there's been been something going on, because again, like I said, one. And these haven't been quiet cases, so you may be right. They may be just trying to go ahead and pile on. Oh, I met Diddy. I know exactly. I know exactly what he looks like. He has a tattoo right there below his left nut, and I know. So it's like, it could be just baseless claims.
I mean, but it could have some kind of reality too.
I'm over here. I'm wondering.
You never know.
If Diddy was, if any of this is true, I'm wondering if maybe Diddy was kind of like the silent partner. Like he knew what was going on, but didn't take part in it, like one-on-one.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
He was like maybe an accomplice.
The thing is, too, though, like you were saying, is a lot of people won't come forward, and there's a lot of conspiracies out there, and some of them might have a base as to these kind of things going on in celebrity circuits of, sex trafficking, of just abuse and things like that go on that just skate under the radar because, well, they're a celebrity.
Yeah. And I mean, that's painfully obvious, because Hollywood has been, gutted open.
Well, yeah.
And now it's like
some of this stuff has come forward.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of the dirty underbelly going on. And I mean, not to go ahead and just protrude to my area is wrestling. Is Vince McMahon has been under the same radar for doing what he did, which I kind of believe it, because he brought some of that stuff out in the open as storylines. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how the hell can you do that type of shit? And I can just imagine it probably got a whole lot worse.
Well, and you look at like Bill Cosby and celebrities like that got away with that for years and years. And everybody just kind of looks the other way. And I think
it's Bill Cosby.
Well, but I think now
he's the pudding man.
People are starting to realize that should have never been happening.
No, definitely.
And that we can't allow them to get away with this anymore. So, I mean, it could be something. There could be facts there. It could have actually been something, but we don't know until they find the evidence.
Yeah. There's also another person, Aaron Hall, which was a singer that's based out of the same record label as Combs had on there. So I'm wondering if this whole thing has to lead with just his whole record label.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about, is like these conspiracy theories that are out there are saying, that these people aren't acting alone.
Yeah.
They've got other people helping them.
Yeah, they got dirt on top of
to
dirt
do
on top
stuff.
of dirt.
And whether it's a record company, whether it's a production studio, if they're not helping them, then they're helping them sweep it under the rug.
Former girlfriend Casey Ventura said, "We will always support the law enforcement when it seeks to prosecute those that have violated the law." This is actually from her lawyer, Doug Wigger. Wigdor. In addition, Ventura Joy Dickerson Neal accused Combs of drugging and raping them in 91. This is going back 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Jeez. Recording the attack and then distributing the footage without her consent. So they have footage of this, and nothing was done 40 years ago. No, 30 years ago. Excuse me. My math is off. Lisa Gardner filed a third suit accusing Combs and Guy of sexually assaulting. Another lawsuit. and the president of Bad Boy Records, Harvey Pierre. Oh yeah, that 17-year-old girl. It's just. I mean, and if there's evidence like that, video evidence, my God, it's like, I mean, that's pretty like.
But again, that's
boom.
things passed around behind closed doors.
Yeah.
That's not something they're putting out at the public to where people are seeing it.
Well, of course, yeah. They're going to do it for their own whack-off material.
Well, and maybe, pass it around between their buddies or something like that.
You're doing wrong like that, and you want to pass it around. You're no. Number one,
Some
why
people
even
don't care.
do that? Why even do that? It must be some type of fix that they get. It's got to be. And that's the psychological crap.
And that's the thing is, everybody has their own fetishes and their own things that turn them on, and some people, that's what turns them on. It's not right, but
yeah,
that's.
This raid was happening, or I should say, was just being reported hours before we went on the air. So obviously this is new.
Right. So they don't know whether anything is founded or.
Yeah, we'll probably follow up with this on Wednesday. So let's move on here. Diddy. Florida Governor DeSantis strikes again. He has signed a bill, and I want you to give me your intake on this because obviously this is going to affect, our family directly eventually. But apparently Governor DeSantis signs a social media ban for minors. So what's happening is if you are under 16 years old, you need permission, if you are 14 or 15, from your parent to create a social media account. Children under 14 cannot open accounts, period, even if there was permission being done. Lawmakers this month overwhelmingly passed the bill, which was HB 3. Sounds like a TV station. Which House Speaker Paul Renner, whatever. The bill in part seeks to prevent children under 16 from opening social media accounts, or at least on at least some platforms, though it would allow parents to give consent for 14 and 15-year-olds to have accounts. Speaker Paul Renner and other key supporters argue that social media companies have created addictive platforms that harm children's mental health and it can lead to sexual predators communicating with minors. But critics, including tech industry groups, argue the bill is unconstitutional, and it points to courts blocking similar legislation in other states. The industry group Net Choice this month urged DeSantis to veto the measure, arguing it would violate the First Amendment rights. Spokeswoman Krista Chavez said in an email on Monday that the group does not publicly discuss legal strategy, but it quickly recirculated the veto request and earlier statements about the constitution of the bill. I don't know about the constitutional rights, but the point I see here is if you can go ahead and block the right to go on social media for some ages, what can it prevent you from doing with everybody else? So I can see the double standard going on there, but I do kind of agree with social media having limited access to kids.
Well, here's my thought. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't you have to be 16 to have a Facebook account anyway?
I don't know. Honestly, I mean, let's take, you know what? Let's take a look.
You're supposed to be 16 to create a Facebook account.
Yeah,
when you
supposed to
put
be.
in your birth date, if you are under 16, the birth date you put in, they won't let you open an account.
I'm going to try this real quick. I'm going to go to Facebook.
At least it used to be that way. Maybe they've changed it. I don't know.
Let me log out. Probably have to log back in eventually. Create a page for a celebrity brand or business. Add an account. I don't want to add an account. I just want to
go
create
in
a new
like you
account.
are adding
Create a
an
new
account.
account. Okay. So I'm going to do Bubba. Phone number or email. I don't know.
Put in one of your email addresses.
Yeah. Do DJH 1970. Email. Just want to see here. Re-enter email, of course. So copy, paste, password. Sorry about this, folks. We're trying to. Okay, so birthday. Let's just do, today, and let's go back. Let's say 2014, 10 years old, and I'm a male. Sign up. I think it just did it. Hold on. Let's see if I can get in real quick. All I did was it said create account, and it let me do it.
See, I'm surprised because it used to be that you couldn't unless you put in a birth date that showed that you were 16. People were just making up a birth date and, figuring a way around that because it's pretty easy to do. But at one point in time, it used to be you had to be 16 to even create an account. My other thought is I don't see that as violating anybody's constitutional rights because you're blocked from going on porn sites if you aren't 18.
But the thing is, though, but no, wait. Hang on a second. Who's to say I'm like a 12-year-old boy, and I go on to Facebook and I put in that I'm 21. It's all it is.
Yeah, and
you
that's
can't
the thing,
prove that.
There's no way to prove it. And what are they going to do if kids are creating accounts?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Close their account?
Right.
I mean, that's
guess,
all you can do.
I guess,
and then they'll make another email address and do another one.
I guess what they could probably do is because I know Facebook. I had to do it because when Facebook went down, I had to change out my password a couple of times, and it got to the point where, we need to prove who you are, so send your photo ID.
Really? I've never had that happen.
Yeah, I mean, it nothing happened afterwards after that, but it did get to the point where it's like, well, we got to see some ID. So that could always be what happens. But the thing is, this is just for Florida.
Right.
How is this going to be enforced with?
I don't see how it can be enforced.
Yeah, I don't even see here to the point where Facebook would be the key. I mean, I get if it's like Snapchat or some of these other things that have been very, very sketchy. I think that's probably
there's sketchy
there.
people on Facebook too.
Oh, I'm sure there are. But I'm just
Trust
saying.
me, I've gotten messages from them. That's why my profile is super locked down to nobody can talk to me unless you know who I am.
But I've also seen to the point where like Snapchat's been really under siege because it's been recent where there's been some dude trying to go ahead and hooking up with a minor on Snapchat.
Well, that's because people also are using the AI and they're doing, they're using fake pictures and things like that to try and lure people in too.
Yeah. So I'm actually trying to read on all this here. It doesn't say which social media it's going to affect or if it's even going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. How would they enforce it, number one? And number two, what would be the repercussions if a minor is making a Facebook account or any other social media account? What would be the repercussions? Yeah. You can't really charge them with anything.
I mean, that's not true. They could always make up something.
I mean, what? They have to pay a fine? They're minors.
Yeah. Or they can go into juvie.
For creating a social media account?
For having access to social media. But this is the scary part, though. This is what I'm talking about. Now we're going ahead and the freedom, which I get, they're minors, so their freedom is already kind of limited.
Right.
But they're going to have access to tablets. They have access to computers at school already.
Right.
I mean, it's just that there's, crazy shit can happen. But it's like, what's going to happen? I mean, Facebook has to, kind of sign off on this.
Honestly, I feel like YouTube should be blocked for kids under a certain age.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's a lot of crap on YouTube that
during Monday's bill signing, the owner of NetChoice is expected to file a lawsuit over the new law, which will not take effect until January 1st. So, if you're a minor, you have 8.5 months to go for it.
I don't see how this is going to be enforced. I don't see how.
I'm just trying to figure out. It's like, okay, so what if I go ahead and I'm from Georgia? If I'm a minor, can I do that?
I mean, they
how's
have
that
no
going to
way
do
of
that?
tracing where you.
I mean, I guess
are.
the IP address could be traced.
Yeah, but.
You know what I'm saying? But that's like, ooh. I mean, we're talking about.
Like I said.
We're talking about China type
when
standards now.
When they had the age restrictions on Facebook, kids were lying all the time about their age to make it so that they could make an account.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I know my cousin did it.
Yep.
When she was 13 and you had to be 16 and she still created an account.
Mm-hmm.
And then her parents would find out, they'd delete it, and then she'd make a new email address and make another account. She got caught doing it many times.
Yep. And it's like, again, like you said, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, again, I understand why, but it's like this is just going to open up a whole Pandora's box with everything else going on. It's like, what else is going to be restricted and this and that. It's time for the parents to start coming in and actually, parenting their kids.
And that's the thing is sometimes some parents nowadays, they don't care. Yeah. They don't try to. I mean, us. We keep him off of YouTube. We keep him off of Facebook. We keep him off of anything like that.
Yep.
Any kind of social media. He doesn't even have access to a computer unless somebody's watching him. Mm-hmm. So, and I feel like that's how it should be unless your child can show that they're responsible.
Yeah, I agree.
And ours has not, so he does not get it.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're trying to say, like, we're talking about getting him a cell phone, obviously
with restrictions.
Mega restrictions. We're talking about getting him a cell phone and mega restrictions, and it's like, well, in order to have the cell phone, you have to be responsible. You can't lie. You can't, take stuff and sneak it in your room. Blah blah blah. But again, that's a whole nother story going forward. But yeah, the social media law, I understand, but I just think it's going to open up a whole can of worms, and it's already going to start with a lawsuit.
But the other thing about it is, like my cousin, kids are going to sneak around behind their parents' back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And no matter how many times my aunt and uncle deleted that Facebook, she came up with another one.
Yep.
So kids are sneaky as shit.
Of course.
So,
but hopefully we'll have some sneaky stuff too. Like, we can, as technology grows, it's like, well, we can be sneaky too.
But if you restrict their access to the technology,
good luck. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
But we do it. I mean, we don't sit there and let him sit on his tablet all day.
No, but what happens outside?
Yeah, when he goes to school.
That's the problem.
He's getting into trouble because he's looking for stuff he knows he's not supposed to.
Yep. All right. We can have this discussion all night long. So we'll go ahead and drop it. And hopefully we get some more news about it or get some more updates on it, because apparently this is not the end of it.
Yeah.
So some TV news, actually. For those of you who are fans of the drama series New Amsterdam, don't go to sleep. There's a New Amsterdam spinoff coming, which will star Max's daughter, Luna.
Ooh.
It is titled, tentatively right now, it's titled New Amsterdam Tomorrow. The spinoff will pick up roughly 30 years into the future. in about the 2050s. Because of the time jump views, we'll see the grown-up version of Dr. Max's Goodwin's daughter, Luna Goodwin. Like her father, Luna assumed the role, as we saw at the end of New Amsterdam. She assumes the role of medical director at New Amsterdam Hospital. This being the future, she will face a different set of challenges than her father, and Deadline reports that the new series will explore the way artificial intelligence affects the medical industry. New Amsterdam Tomorrow is being created by David Schulner, who created and oversaw the original series. So that's good. We keep
I didn't
some
like
familiar
how
faces.
abruptly New Amsterdam ended. So
No, but I do like the fact that if it's going to take place in the future, we could find out what happened to Max and everything else. Some of the questions that we may have had.
well, because it was really weird the way they ended it. It was like there was something else that was originally intended to be there, and they just scrapped it and moved on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because it was like one episode was a normal episode, and then the next episode, all of a sudden you're years in the future, and Luna's taken over the hospital, and you're like,
What happened?
but what happened in between there?
Yeah. Like, what's going on here? We had this
Because
time jump.
He decided to stay
Mm-hmm.
at the hospital instead of going back with what's her name. And it was just like, what?
So we get to. So I'm hoping they tie up everything where we can find out what happened to Max and Helen.
Yes,
We get
Helen,
that-
that's her name.
Yeah,
I
we
couldn't think of her name.
get that done. Iggy and his husband, or
Right.
his
Well, they got back together.
Yeah. Lauren, who was the one that overdosed a lot. I mean, just a lot of things that
Everything just was kind of left up in the air.
it was. I'm actually kind of glad they're actually looking at getting all this back. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. And of course, a new cast that would be great. I mean, listen, it was a good series.
Very good.
It was a really good series. As far as I see, the numbers were pretty solid. I mean, of course, they decline as the years go on, but they were always up there. The last episode was just under 3 million views. I mean, it maxed out at the beginning as 8.7 million. 8.39 was the first one, the one that he fires everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that was the beginning, but everything stood pretty steadily. It was a really good ratings grab. So, very good to get this drama back up and
Although sometimes spin-offs kind of suck as opposed to the original.
well, and here's the thing: David Schulner, who was the one of the executive producers of the show, is sticking around and is going to write for this new
Well,
one.
that's good.
So he's going to have. We still have the brains. Let's just hope. Like I said, it's taken place 30 years into the future. That's kind of that's a ways away. So it's like, how are we really?
Are they going to show like
Are we going to really do like a
possible
Back to the
advances
Future
in
type thing?
technology, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, like some of these things could be a little bit like out there. So I'm hoping they keep, let's put it this way. What happened 20 years ago and what happened now, let's see if we can go ahead and create that a little bit of fantasy for that next 20 years. But let's not take it to the point where we're doing like we're doing like virtual reality and that type of stuff yet, or
Well, but
hang on a second, what is it, the holograms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let's not do that yet.
but I mean, they're already getting to a point where some surgeries are being done without the doctor actually touching the patient.
Yeah, that is scary.
I mean, it's already getting to that point with certain things where they have a robotic machine that can, the doctor's controlling the machine, but it's the machine that's actually doing the surgery.
Yeah. Critics actually kind of slammed this thing. 34% positive review for New Amsterdam. Yeah, they said the consensus reads overcrowded, overwrought, and overly familiar. New Amsterdam plays more like an exquisite corpse of pre-existing shows than a breakthrough.
I mean, it's one of those medical shows.
Yeah, you're not going to have just much going on, really. That's the way it is.
I mean, they're all similar after ER. ER was like the first big one, and then it's just kind of they follow the same kind of formula of, okay, patient comes in, they get treated, there's something goes wrong.
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
know.
Yeah, so it's like, you get the oh shit, and like House did the same thing. But listen, I liked how House was. I liked it. I knew what it was kind of predictable of how everything was going to go down.
Yeah.
But then when you go ahead and get to like Good Doctor, where people are actually dying, oh shit, we fucked up. It's not going to be a really, happily ever after outcome. Then it's like, now they're messing with the status quo here. They're making us think that not everything's going to be happily ever after.
Not everybody always makes it.
Now, not everybody. I should say not everybody, but a lot of these shows did.
Yeah.
A lot of these shows is like, shit, we failed one what the hell's going on?
I don't know. She was perfectly calm, and then all of a sudden she's barking. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Let's go ahead. Actually, let me go ahead and load up some tracks here. Take a break. We'll go ahead and handle that situation because I think he's sleeping. We want to kind of keep it that way.
I have no idea.
I'm watching it.
I know, but he fakes it good.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on the doggy dog, and we'll have good news coming up right after this a little bit here towards the end of the show. We'll be right back.
Wrapping up the show with Alyssa's good news after a short break.
There we go. All right, let's go. Who wants to give me a water? Anyone? Brandon.
Running in circles inside my head, still contemplating all those things you ever said, sneaking up on me like a thief in the night. But this time I'm afraid that I'm too weak to fight, but I just can't help myself. 'Cause you're the poison on my lips, and I love the way it tastes. The closer you come my way, the farther I start to slip. We both know that we're not meant to be. We're just a song of romance and misery. I can't apologize anymore. What I need to do is just close that door, break the lock and throw away the key. This nightmare never really was just a dream, but I still can't help myself. 'Cause you're the poison on my lips, and I love the way it tastes. The closer you come my way, the farther I start to slip. We both know that we're not meant to be. We're just a song of romance and misery. I gave it all for you, and then it all came unglued. It's over, we're done, and now I'm through. And now all I wanna do is forget you. I don't wanna do this anymore. Was it ever worth fighting for? You're the poison on my lips, and I love the way it tastes. The closer you come my way, the farther I start to slip. We both know that we're not meant to be. We're just a song of romance and
Millions of Americans every day are shedding unwanted pounds by taking tested and proven Ultra Lipo Stick. Carbohydrates are bad. Our carbo-fighting antioxidant is good. Just listen to these satisfied customers.
My name is Gail, and I lost like 20 pounds on Ultra Lipo Stick.
My name's Jared, and I lost 46 pounds using Ultra Lipo Stick.
My name is Zach, and I actually gained weight. This stuff sucks!
Ultra Lipo Stick is safe and easy to inject. Just 3 doses 4 times a day discreetly underneath your fingernail. Listen to this.
I used Ultra Lipo Stick and suffered from side effects like uncontrollable greasy discharge.
Ultra Lipo Stick, it turned the armpits of all of my shirts orange. This stuff is crap.
Try it today and see some real results. Ultra Lipo Stick. Not available in stores. Results may vary. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Search The Charles Richardson Show.
All right. Back to our final segment here. I got the good news. Alyssa is taking the rest of the night off to go ahead and handle the doggy. Doggy got really... See, what happened is we keep the dogs in the studio. We have 2 dogs. And we keep the dogs in the studio. Usually they're kind of calm. They fiddle around, sleep sometimes, whatever. But we haven't done the show in a week. So it's like, I don't know, maybe just the little one wasn't up for it. We have one that's really hyper and one that's more mellow. Obviously, the one that mellow doesn't do anything. He just kind of looks around looking at the one that is hyper and says, what the hell are you doing? So anyway, she was hyper. They went to bed early, so I'll be joining them here in probably about 10 minutes. So I actually got some good news that I'll go ahead and handle. In the meantime, we keep the show rolling here for another 9.5 minutes or so, 813-699-5353. All right, so there's a couple of things that I wanted to go ahead and go over. So one of our favorite restaurants is Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I know it's a fast food restaurant. I know, I'm fat. What can I say? But Chick-fil-A is actually a really good restaurant, and if it's going to be anything, if you're looking for a healthy alternative for a fast food joint, Chick-fil-A actually would be it, really, to be honest with you. Unless you're doing Subway, then I guess that would be the ultimate. But anyway, Chick-fil-A is like the next best thing. But Chick-fil-A, what they've been doing is they've actually been praised upon for using non-antibiotic chicken, which means they have no antibiotics ever, NAEs. They are expected later on, early this year, to shift from no antibiotics ever chicken to no antibiotics important to human medicine chicken starting this spring. So it may be happening pretty soon. According to the Chick-fil-A website, it means the NAE means no antibiotics of any kind were used in the raising of the animal, while NAIHM restricts the use of antibiotics that are important to human medicine and commonly used to treat people, and allows use of animal antibiotics only if the animal and those around it become sick. Chick-fil-A previously switched to antibiotic-free in 2014, eventually meeting its goal of serving antibiotic-free chicken to all of its chain restaurants in 2019. Because of supply demands, they're looking to go ahead and actually go outside of their threshold because of that. And if not, the expensive chicken chain already, fast compared to fast food, it's pretty up there. But the chicken chain restaurant would have to go ahead and increase prices because of the demand. Now, the announcement was sent to all the app users, according to Reuters. Now, Panera Bread also recently switched from antibiotic-free to in its pork and turkey products, writing that their policy limited its supply chain options, according to documents obtained by Reuters. Tyson Foods announced last summer that it was also reintroducing certain antibiotics to its chicken supply chain, having previously gone antibiotic-free in 2017. So, chicken. It's becoming, and I don't see how this is going to be a big issue. I get it. Antibiotic-free is going to be, better. I mean, I guess I don't know. Listen, I eat freaking McDonald's chicken, and God forbid what's in there. But anyway, it's like they don't mention about being antibiotic-free or anything like that. I mean, Chick-fil-A sells, they sell chicken. That's what they do. I think, honestly, it's going to be fine. It's just they're not going to have that label anymore where all their chicken is NAE. It's going to be, hey, listen, they may have gotten sick. We may have had to give them an injection. Here's your meat. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hopefully they don't get sick. That way you don't have to worry about shooting antibiotics in them. That's always a good thing, right? I had to shoot myself some water there for a second. All right. President Biden, actually, real quickly, I wanted to give you guys a question. And if you don't answer it while you're live and if you listen to it, go ahead and comment. I want to know if you guys are ready for all EV cars, like battery operated, battery charged, even hybrid. Are you ready for this? No more gasoline. No more gas, period. They're looking at around 8 years from now, 2032, where all combustion engines are done, obsolete. So I really think that they're seriously over. They're not gonna. It's not gonna happen. But the electric vehicles, honestly, much more expensive, and the shift is probably not going to happen in 8 years. But how do you feel about switching over to all electric? Now, mind you, if they do all electric, or if they mass produce all electric, you know the price is going to go down way a lot. I mean, look at 4K TVs when they first came out. They were a boatload of money. Now you can pick 4K TVs up for about $200, $300, depending on the size of the TV. I'm just saying, the more mass-produced they are, the lower the price is. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. But I want to know your comments. If you go ahead, comment down below on the show. Let me know what you think. Do you think you're good? You want to keep the gas-powered cars, or do you think we're good? We should go to all electric. So anyway, let me go in. I'm going to try to keep the spirit of the show going on. But let's go ahead and get to the good news, if you don't mind. Wow, that was loud. In Riverview, Florida, a man's serious illness didn't stop him from being able to attend his daughter's wedding thanks to the staff at one of Florida's hospitals. Timothy Chachain is a patient at St. Joseph's Hospital in Riverview. He was able to watch his daughter, Danielle, marry her now husband, Stephen Davis, at a wedding at the hospital's chapel on March 24th. Hospital staff members pitched in to not only decorate the chapel, but to also transform the conference room into a reception area with refreshments, friends, family, and staff all in attendance. Timothy says it was beautiful. The hospital did a great thing. It was incredible. Davis said when they asked about the wedding, they were expecting something small. You know, the groom said maybe in her dad's room with a couple of people, but this was awesome. Danielle, on the other hand, she said she was left speechless. When she did come around to say something, she said the whole hospital got involved. I'm more than grateful for what was done. St. Joseph's Hospital South opened in February 2015 to bring healthcare to southern Hillsborough County. It's in the Tampa area and aims to have a peaceful, relaxing, and family-centered environment. It is located there in Riverview on Simmons Loop. So good job over there to St. Joseph's. I mean, they're a pretty big name over there in Tampa. They know what they're doing, so good job. Once again, make sure you go ahead and follow us on Facebook. We got 3 areas you can go ahead and check us out. Of course, my personal profile, Charles Richardson. You can also look on our Facebook page, The Charles Richardson Show. And also the station that we're on is called Just for Fun Radio. There you have a page there. Thank you, Scotty, for allowing us to infiltrate your station. You can also find us on X. We are at Mad Talk Show. Mad Talk Show is our handle on X. And finally, on YouTube, we would love it if you go ahead and subscribe. Just search The Charles Richardson Show on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. It is free. And you can go ahead and catch past shows. And, of course, watch our live shows like a couple of people have done today, actually. So we appreciate all the views that we get from YouTube, Facebook, X. And I don't know about TikTok. I don't know what the future is for TikTok, but whatever it is, we're hoping to go ahead and maybe actually expand on TikTok too when they finally get their legal stuff all taken care of and squared away. Make sure you go ahead and check us out. We are on a few different internet radio stations. Check out yours in your local area for any times that we're on. We're on Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here from Florida. We want to thank you again for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Once again, we will see you on Hump Day on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on The Charles Richardson Show. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your night.
Fly too high, get to see the light. Yeah, it's true, been there before. me,